How did you go from doing a deal here and there? Because we all deal with that first struggle in the beginning of doing a couple deals, not being consistent month after month. How did you make it to month after month deal flow? Like, what was the key thing that you think got you there?
I mean, yeah, so the key thing was consistency. That was the biggest key thing that got me there. I think that's in any business. You have to be consistent and you have to stay, true even when you don't want to do it and you feel like you're getting your ass kicked, right? It's hard sometimes to have that consistency. And so it took me 10 months to get my first deal. But then after I got the
Right.
first one, like the second one, it happened like within a month, and then another one, and then another one. And in the beginning, you're only a solopreneur, so you only have so much bandwidth. I only have so much time. You only have so much more money you can put back in the business, and it's like, so it was a struggle in the beginning, and then I started building a team, and I built I literally out of my house. I take the front living room of my house and I converted it into a call center. And I had cubicles lined up in my living room, my front living room, and I hired college kids and old ladies to come over and cold call for me.
Those old ladies are the best.
Oh my God, they were the best. They were the best. And I just wanted more leads. I needed cheaper leads. And direct mail is not cheap. I was doing bandit signs, but that's not really scalable. I mean, you can go out on the weekends and do your thing and get a deal here and there. It's
Hmm.
not very consistent, or at least, I mean, I didn't do it very consistently.
Right.
And so, like, at the time, telecommunications was kind of coming around. This was like 2017, 18, maybe 17. Yeah, because that's when like cold calling was becoming a thing. Not, RVM was becoming a thing. And so, like, yeah, I built a call center in my house, and they would cold call for me. I would get the leads. This is all local, none of the nationwide stuff. And when they would bring a lead in, I would hop on the phone and I would book an appointment and then go in person and close the deal. And so I was belly to belly with all my sellers, and I was doing this all day long and still work in the casino all night. So I'd go to
Wow.
the casino, work from 8 o'clock at night to 4 in the morning, get up at 4 in the morning, get home like a 3 or 4 hour nap, get up like 7 or 8 again, and then do the real estate all day. And then about 6, take a nap before I went to the casino again. And I did that for a year and a half.
Oh, geez.
A year and a half I did that. Now, obviously, in the casino, I had Monday, Tuesdays off. So Monday, Tuesdays, it
Mhm.
was nice because I could focus just on real estate. And then Saturday, Sundays, I was off from real estate and I was able to just do my casino life. And so but I did that for a year and a half before I had enough money kind of tucked away
Okay.
where I felt confident enough, like, okay, I can go ahead and quit the casino. And I'll tell you that this is a funny story how I quit. 2018, I'm in the boardroom with Sean Terry, and I'm doing a presentation, and we're doing like maybe, I don't know, 5 to 7 deals a month consistently. And and I'm still in the casino, and he's like, "Why haven't you quit the casino yet?" And I was like, "Well, because I'm still making 100 grand there." He's like, "Well, you could make so much more in real estate if you could just put your focus there." I was like, "Well, and to me, it didn't click."
Yeah.
But then he's like, "Hey, I want you to promise me you're going to quit the casino by the end of 2018." Of course, Sean's my mentor, so I'm like, okay. And he goes like, "All right." He goes, "Raise your right hand." He made me raise my right hand, and he said, "I promise I'm going to quit the casino, or I have to give $15,000 to his favorite charity by the end of 2018." So I'm like, I swore to him. I was like, okay, I'll do one or the other. And towards the end of 2018 comes around, I am not quit the casino, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna pay Sean his $15,000. That way, I'm still good. Because I'm still making good money in the casino. I can still do this, and yeah, it'll be all right. Well, this is what I'm thinking. During that time before I see Sean at the end of the year, I go to Vegas with all my blackjack buddy friends, and I end up getting drunk and roller skating I was ice skating on top of one of the casinos, and I fall and break my wrist.
Oh my goodness.
No lie. And so you can't deal cards with a broken wrist. I fall and
Nope.
break my wrist. And I swear to you, it was God telling me, you're going to try to go back on your bet. And no, you're not doing that. Here, break your wrist. It's like, it was a sign for God for me. I came
Yeah.
back and I was like, either A, I could have gone to FMLA for, 3 to 6 months until my wrist healed,
Right.
or I made good on my word and I quit the casino. And so, like, that's how I left the casino.
Wow. Well, I'm glad. Well, I'm glad you were able to kind of move on and continue and get into real estate full time because now you're just changing lives. And I know we kind of just jumped right into it. Even if somebody listens to this and not know exactly who Corey Geary is, I mean, waving the Novation Nation flag. Uh, I just want to tell.
Novation Nation.
I want to share with you. A lot of times, I like to ask questions to the our guests, but I just want to share with you, Corey, my story of seeing you. You know, I was a good buddy of Eric Klein. He had you on
Oh yeah,
his thing, and I think, and I don't know if you remember me, but you gave the presentation on your novations. It was something, and you built this novation course in the perfect time for the market that we're in. And you just, and I know that's kind of like how you really exploded because, right, there was a need and you filled that need in the market.
yep,
And so guys like me who saw you, um, saw it. I knew I needed to figure out novations. And matter of fact, I'm preaching novations. A lot of people are coming to me now for
good.
that kind of stuff. And I remember you were on the screen in my office. My whole team was watching. We were watching you. I was on my phone. You finally presented your you know, your course. I bought it right there on the spot. I asked a quick question, and I just told, and I hold up my phone. I say,
I
"Hey, I already
remember
bought
that now.
I
I
bought
do
your course."
remember. You're like, I bought your course. I remember that now.
And
Yes.
I remember your look, and you were so surprised. It looked like that somebody would buy the course, right? Because sometimes when you put out a product that, you know, I hope it's valuable to others, right? And you know, it was worth it. And you know, and to be honest, for me to buy it so quick, you know, your course is worth probably 10 grand, five
The
grand.
paperwork alone is worth it, and the paperwork is what really it saved my butt a couple times already. And that paperwork is then no one else's course because I had my I mean, it could be now because I've been selling so much, but in the beginning, and this is over a year ago, I spent about 10 to 15K with my attorneys drafting up the way I wanted to do novations with the least amount of liability as possible. And so like it took some money and some thinking. And so I can't take full credit. My attorney came up with a lot of that stuff. Like I just told him, hey man, here's what I want to do, and here's a bunch of money. And he did it,
Right.
right. And so like I use his paperwork. And so that's where really, and I've seen other people use the attorney in fact now in their courses. There's the novation. I've seen it now in other, but my attorney created that stuff. Yeah, I mean,
That's
so
awesome.
yeah. It was like because I didn't like the old way of doing it, and I learned it the old way from a couple other gurus, and I didn't like it because it just it added too much liability to the table, and I wanted to scale the model. I wanted to do it the way we do wholesaling. When we're
Right.
wholesaling, we can do 10, 20, 30 deals at a time because it's a very scalable, easy model. And it's not always
Right.
easy because you do have
Right.
problems,
Right.
but like it's a very scalable model. And not like fix and flipping where it's a lot, you can scale it, but it's very difficult.
Oh yeah.
But I wanted the novations to be like that. I wanted to be able to like I thought of it as like, man, if I can make this like wholesaling without taking possession, then this could be a scalable model. And that's what we were on the mission of doing. And we got a lot of lumps on the head, doing it and learned a lot of lessons, but we were able to kind of crack the code on that and figure it out. I remember last year at one point, or towards the beginning of this year, at one point, we had like 67 deals on the board and they were all novations. You know what I
Wow.
mean? All novations. So, I mean, I love the model. I love it better than wholesaling. It's wholesaling is just, oh my gosh, you're not lying to the seller, but you're not disclosing to the seller, you're selling the
Right.
contract. You're not disclosing the buyer how much you're making. There's all this gray area. Oh, hey, can my contractor come over and look at the property? It's like, oh God, it's just so much. And that's why deals fall apart. Novations, you have none of that. You have none of
Mm.
that. It's full disclosure all the way through. I mean, there's so many reasons why I love novations. You're on the MLS. You don't have to worry about a buyer's list. And oh my gosh, it's just you still have your own, you have set of problems, but it's a different set of problems than you
Right.
do when you're doing wholesaling.